Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday, August the 22nd, as we're nearing the end of August. It's another beautiful day in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'm at the Lake Coeur d'Alene, and I'll give you another tour at the end of the broadcast today, showing you a couple things that are of interest here. So hopefully you're having a great middle part of the week and enjoying your life and speaking life, having as much fun as you can. And speaking life is important, not getting stuck in the enemy's quagmire, not speaking words of negativity and anger and fear and all the stuff that the enemy wants you to do. So let me share this with a couple of groups here and we will get started. So I've been here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for the last week, except for Sunday when I went to Montana, Sunday night, and then I came back Monday. And it was interesting because on I guess it was Sunday, I was driving over to Montana, and there was a sign that I saw that said game crossing, and it just struck me as funny because immediately I was like, what? We can play games here? I'm like, this is awesome. I actually posted up here so you can actually know where to play. So when I come back, I want to see if I can stop off here, and do a quick picture and just, just have some fun with that sign, because you don't see game crossing like everywhere. In fact, I've never seen it before, and so I thought it was funny and posted a funny picture and people laughed, and that's what I like to do, is to bring a lot of joy and laughter to people. I know a lot of times I'm speaking about serious subjects like demons, like Jezebel, Leviathan, and Ahab, and I get tired talking about that because that's not my life. My life is enjoying myself and having fun and staying in people's homes and encouraging them to enjoy their lives and to have fun, not to focus on the negative and stuff, because if we do, then we will have a pretty miserable life. We won't have joy. So, and then yesterday I saw a sign that said gross donuts on it. I was like, what? Who would ever pick that for a name for a donut shop? And they're open 24 hours a day. I didn't actually go in, but I saw a picture they had of their menu, and they have some funny things listed there for the donut types. And so, again, I like to bring laughter to people and to have fun. That's really, when you're in heaven, that's what you do, is you have fun, you enjoy your life, you don't have any misery or negativity, and because there's no demons there. And so we are supposed to bring heaven to earth and to lighten people's loads and to have fun and enjoy life, even though there's times we have to go through things that are not fun, not enjoyable. But you can still speak into the positive and speak into the, there's humor and there's comedy in some tragedies that we've endured in our lives. And I know I went through some extreme stuff, and it wasn't fun going through it, but even when I'm in the middle of it, I was thinking, wow, this is ridiculous, Lord, that I have to go through such an incredible awfulness. And I laughed at myself because nobody else in the world knew about it. Lord wouldn't let me tell anybody, just him. And I'm like, really, God? I'm like, how long do I have to go through this? Well, it'll be worth it in the end. I'm like, well, is the end near? Because it kind of stinks to be me right now. I don't like this. And of course, so he could take it. He's a God, a big God. So anyway, yesterday I was talking to a friend and on my phone, and there is a little wall here that I was walking on top of the wall. It's like, in some places it's maybe 2 feet tall, other places it's like a foot tall. So I'm walking, talking at the same time, and there's different gaps in the wall where you can walk through it to get to the beach here. So as I'm walking and talking, I come to the very last part where I have to step down and then step back up. So I jumped off, and then as I was getting ready to jump back on, I ended up coming short by whatever, a quarter of an inch, and I ended up falling and gouging my leg, taking a big chunk out of right below my shin, and then catching myself with my hand, and then causing a little bit of skin to come off my hand. And then I also had I didn't know this until this morning, had that happen, and then I had my knees, and I fell down, and it was on like concrete basically. And then there's this boy that drove by his bike and asked me if I was okay, and of course I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay. You know, I get up and I start to walk to finish the walk, and I look down, I see blood dripping down on my left leg, and I'm like, uh-oh, that ain't cool. And it was painful, and so then I found a place to lay down on that was some more concrete, and I could prop my leg up on a tree. And here I am, you know, praying for it, saying, you know, blood coagulate now in Jesus' name. And it took it a good, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe longer, for it to stop gushing, I guess. And then I was like, what am I gonna do now? You know, my car is like a mile from here. And I was like, well, I guess, I don't know, there's a lake there. I can go to the lake and I can actually wash my gouge out of my leg. And so I did, took off my shoes and socks, walked in the water, let the cool water, you know, cleanse the rocks and whatever junk was in the wound. And then after that, I put my sock back on and my shoes, and then I walked back to my car, drove back to my house I'm staying in. And the two people that are staying there with, they were, one's a nurse and one's like in charge of the nurses, a manager or something. And they were there, and I just showed them what had happened. Well, and I had found, I went downstairs actually to my room, I found that I had a very old, I don't know, Band-Aid from, looks like 1967 or something. When I peeled it off, it didn't have much stickiness left to adhere to my leg. But I used what best I could, and I stuck it on there. And they had to leave right away as soon as I got home. And so there I am laying in bed with my legs propped up. The blood had stopped gushing. And after a little while, I felt like, maybe I should take a shower. So I took a shower, and then the blood started to gush again. I was like, really? So I took again my old 1967 Band-Aid and stuck it on there. And I was laughing about it. You know, I was thinking, this is so funny, ridiculous. You know, here I am, you know, walking around talking about walking in our authority and so forth, and my leg is not getting coagulated in the blood. And then I'm staying with these, you know, people that are in the medical field, and they have probably a gazillion Band-Aids, and they had left. And so I'm not going to snoop around their house to try and find where the Band-Aids are. So a friend of mine, I sent my pictures to this friend of mine, lady, and she didn't respond back for like several hours. And I'm thinking, man, does she not even care? I could have had my leg severed, you know, by now, and bled all the way out. Well, I asked her then how her day was going, and she texted me back and said, well, very interesting. And she said that she was helping to clean out her daughter's apartment because her daughter had to move away and didn't have time to get it all cleaned out. And she had like 35 bags worth of stuff to throw out, and she had thrown it out. And I was like, 35? Holy cow. So I called her. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, man, you got to be exhausted. And she said, well, you don't know the half of it. And so she went and explained how she had taken all this stuff out, and she had to walk down 22 steps, and it was just an exhausting day, and it was 100 degrees on top of that, and had gotten all taken care of, put it up next to the dumpster or inside the dumpster, something like that. And then her daughter called her when she gets back to her apartment. You know, she's ready to take a shower, she's exhausted from hours and hours of work, and her daughter's like, I got a phone call from the apartment complex, and apparently you had put in all those trash bags, you know, in the dumpster, and they only allowed me to have 2. And if you put more than 2, they charge you $25 a bag. And so this dear woman then goes back and doesn't get mad, doesn't get angry. You know, she's just like, oh no. And she has to go back and take 4 carloads worth of trash to other places to dispose of it. And of course she's sweating like crazy, one of the bags rips. And so she's explaining this to me, and I'm just laughing. You know, I'm laughing there on the couch with my leg bleeding, and she's laughing because she knows it's hilarious, but yet it's so exhausting what she went through. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I had never laughed so much for so long, for so hard. I wasn't laughing at her, I was empathizing with her. But yet it was a funny thing that, you know, we need to have laughter. We need to focus on the funny side of things and not get all angry and listen to what the enemy is saying, because she could have gotten really mad at her daughter. She could have, gotten mad at the apartment complex. She didn't do any of that. She was very positive and very encouraging, and it was a funny thing, and and so I told her, I said, man, I could have lost my leg and it wouldn't have been as painful as what you went through, because I didn't have to go through hours and hours and hours and 100-degree temperatures of all this. So kudos to that lady. She is amazing and exemplifies what we are to be, in our lives. So today, Lord, when we talk about laughing when the enemy speaks to you, because laughter, of course, is good medicine, the Bible says. You think about it, a lot of times the sickness that we have, in this world is simply because we don't have the joy that we should. We live, very angrily and taking offenses and so forth, and it oftentimes will cause us to have headaches, digestive problems, have a lack of energy, getting mad at people. We don't sleep well normally. Much of this would go away if we simply would know how to deal with that stress. One of the greatest stress relievers that God's given us is laughter, having fun. Laughter is like taking medicine. It not only makes you feel better, but it actually releases healing throughout your system. When we laugh, basically it will restore and rejuvenate a lot of the pressures that we've taken on. And you can tell, I can tell all the time when I see people that have this spirit of Jezebel, Leviathan, they are like one of the most angriest people out there. They want to hate on people. They want to cause people to be, feeling guilty and bring up their past and all this stuff that are just ridiculous, and they're not fun to be around. Proverbs 17:22 says, a happy heart is like a good medicine, and a cheerful mind works healing. So when we're good-natured, we're full of joy, we're having fun, we're playing, it's like taking medicine, except it's natural. It's the way the Lord intended it. It's the way that it is in heaven. It's the way the angels are. The angels like to have fun. They like to play and come down here on earth, and sometimes they play, little practical jokes on us, and to get us, to laugh at ourselves. It actually has been proven that it will boost your immune system when you're laughing. Laughter reduces blood pressure. People that laugh regularly are 40% less likely to have a heart attack than people that don't laugh regularly. People that don't laugh, people that are angry and mean and stuff, they're hearing the voice of the enemy. They're hearing demons, and it causes them to have their laughter stolen from them. Laughter also triggers, I guess, the right side of the brain, which helps release creativity, helps us to make better decisions in life, activates the body's natural tranquilizers that help us to calm down and help us to sleep better. So if you're not a funny person, if you don't laugh, then you need to. Don't take yourself seriously. I don't take myself seriously. I talk about serious subjects. That's my ministry, is getting people delivered from Jezebel, Leviathan, Ahab. Father wounds, mother wounds, sexual violations, explaining how you get it, and then helping them to get delivered from that. But the last couple days, it's been very funny for me. I've seen some signs I've never seen before. Like one was called range cattle was posted. Apparently cattle can walk across the road in, I think it was in Idaho or maybe Montana. And apparently if you hit the cattle, hit the cows or whatever, and you kill them, you are liable for it. I'm thinking, what? I'm like, that doesn't seem right. I'm thinking you're supposed to put a fence up. When I was growing up in my, farm, we had put fences up. And if the cattle got hit by a car, that was our fault, and we could actually probably get sued or whatever. But apparently in Montana or Idaho, if you hit the cow, you're the one that has to pay for it. So how funny is that? Feel sorry for the cows and the cattle. Another one I saw was like, what is it called? Bighorn sheep crossing or something. And I'm like, what? They have sheep now that can walk across the road? I'm like, what are we gonna see next? This is crazy. Of course, we saw game crossing. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we can play games here. This is awesome. This is my kind of town, So we have to discern the thoughts we're having, because the enemy's going to try and cause you all day long to have thoughts of controlling and manipulation and being angry and taking an offense and blaming people and all this junk. You have to think about the thought. You have to literally think about that thought that you just had and say, wait a minute, that's from the enemy. I'm not listening to that junk. I'm going to put on praise music. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to think about funny things in life. Too many people get so serious, It's like it's fun to be around people that are fun, that are funny, that have a sense of humor. A lot of times you see people, typically that are suffering from the spirits of Jezebel, Leviathan. They'll marry someone that's more laid back than them. They'll marry someone that's more fun, and then that spirit in them hates that person. Ultimately, they want to stop them from having fun, and then that creates a lot of strife. So again, if you're not having fun, if you're not laughing and not joking around, then look at yourself in the mirror and say, Lord, help me. Help me get delivered from these spirits so that I can have more fun in my life. Because I know a lot of times the people that are hung up on that stuff, they get jealous. They get jealous of the freedom that other people have. And then the Lord oftentimes has been using me in ministry to go to these beautiful places to try to make those that have spirits of Jezebel, Leviathan jealous, that they will want to get delivered. They will want what I've got. They will want what others have got. We have people here that are Autumn and Dawn and stuff, that they have fun now. They laugh. Dawn was telling me that she enjoyed so much having fun at the theme park we went to Saturday that she didn't want to leave, and normally she would want to go home right after the water park at 7 o'clock, but she stayed till like 10 o'clock, and they were having fun. They were laughing. They were joking. That's what it's all about. Again, people who listen to demons and hear the demon voices are going to be mean. They're going to be angry. They're going to be controlling. They're going to be threatening. They're going to be manipulative, prideful. They're not going to be fun. That's how you can spot people that are hearing the enemy very clearly. People who hear from the Lord that are free and delivered are happy. They're fun. They're joyful. They laugh a lot, even when they trip and fall and gouge a big portion of their skin. They still can find things to laugh about and say, wow, if I would have been a quarter inch higher, I would have not tripped and fallen. So there's a lot of things in life that the enemy tries to get us to take seriously and to be angry and take an offense and blame our moms and dads and siblings and relatives and people and hate on them and have thoughts from the enemy. So take those thoughts captive, cast them down, and retrain your thoughts on something else. I know that if you're married to somebody that's got these spirits of Jezebel, Leviathan, they're never going to have fun. They're going to control, manipulate, and cause you to have a lot of misery. You can always laugh at them if you want, when they get really angry and just start cracking up. And then they don't know how to treat you. They're like, what? You can't laugh at me. You can't be fun. You have to be serious. You have to be miserable because I'm miserable. It's like, no, I don't. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy my life. So laugh yourself free, and think about all the other fun things in life that you'll have. I have to deal with people every day that are in sad situations, that are brokenhearted, that have all this negativity that they're speaking out or spewing out with their words that they've typewritten, and I have to try to change that, help them to see, listen, that's a circumstance that you're in, that you're going through right now. Yes, there's circumstances, there's seasons of stuff that stretches us that are not fun, but you can enjoy the journey along the way. When I went through my 6 years of hell with my second wife and all the torment I had to go through, there was times I got away and I had fun and I laughed. Because I'm like, otherwise I would have gone crazy and wanted to kill myself. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on the positive, focus on the laughter, and have fun and enjoy life. And that's what we should all do, because we can. So anyway, this is maybe my last day in Coeur d'Alene. I'm going to actually stay with some good friends that are in my ministry team in Spokane Valley, Washington. So I'm going about 30 miles west of here. But I've really enjoyed this place. This is like a vacation place. It really is. The lake, of course. I love lakes. I love the beauty of the lakes. And I'm going to show you, take you on a quick tour here of what I'm seeing. And I'm also going to show you some kind of unique things. They have some trees here with roots that all the dirt has been moved away from them. And so it's really interesting. A couple of these trees look like they've got their arms wrapped around each other like they're best buds. So let me show you. I've got tree sap too, like all over my rear, because I sat on this tree without realizing that it had tree sap on it. There we go. Let me flip this around. So there's where I was yesterday. It was like right there. That's Tubbs Hill. That's the resort, Coeur d'Alene Resort. I guess Jennifer Lopez has stayed there, and Sarah Palin, and other famous people. Get unstuck from the tree that I was sitting on. Right there is where I was sitting. And it's beautiful. They have planes that take off here and land on the water, giving people tours. There were some people that were swimming in the lake just 10 minutes ago. Now I'm going to show you some of these roots. Like, look at the trees here as I trip over one. I want to show you these two trees here. Looks like they're cuddling, as my friend said. She's like, aw, looks like they're cuddling. They love each other. So if you were a tree, or you're a husband and wife, and you are really truly set free from the spirits, you would be cuddling a lot like these trees are. Look at that. They got their arms around each other. How funny is that? So this again is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. This is considered the most beautiful lake in America. So how funny is that, these two trees here? And let me show you, there's also, I'm going to take you on a tour. So this is basically what I was jumping on yesterday. I'll show you what I was doing. So this is the wall. So I jumped up on here like this, and I was walking on the wall, talking, minding my own business. And then this is the last piece that I had to jump down, jump back up on. And so when I jumped off of it, I went to jump up on this and I missed. And I came down like that. And then I fell down here. And then now my leg has a gash in it right there. Oops. There it goes. Right there. Also hurt my knee. And so then I jumped back up on here. I was bleeding profusely, and I walked to the end of this wall and jumped down again. I'll jump down here because the car's coming. And I ended up walking over here to this slab of concrete and lay down on my back and prop my foot up on the tree and prayed for the blood to stop bleeding. And it didn't coagulate closely enough, so I ended up going down to the water and getting myself washed off. How does Lake compare to Lake Tahoe? I don't know. I have never been to Lake Tahoe. I would like to go someday. And then look at this tree here. It's bent. I was thinking this poor tree probably had a grandfather that was involved in building a Freemason Masonic temple and made oaths to Satan, and it caused the curse of Leviathan to come upon it, and therefore it has scoliosis now. How sad. How sad for the tree. That's a little bit of deliverance humor there for those of you that don't realize, because Leviathan, you can get a Leviathan spirit curse if you ever had a grandfather involved in Freemasons. So, but how interesting is that tree there? All bent and everything. So anyway, this will be probably my last day here. I don't know, I could come back. It's not too far from Spokane, if I can't find any good, beautiful locations in Spokane. It's a little bit smoky, but not bad compared to what it was a couple days ago. Very peaceful here. So again, today, focus on laughter. If you hear a thought from the enemy, laugh at him. Do not take anything that the enemy speaks to you seriously. He hates it when you laugh and have fun. So therefore, purposefully laugh and have fun today. Go to your stream or river or lake. Go to your park and have fun. Now look at this. Poor tree's roots are like out of the water here. And there's a boat out there. Again, this is supposed to be the most beautiful lake in America. And I'm sure in the winter time when they have lots of copious snow here, it freezes over and it's not as beautiful. But I know in the summer months it sure is. And the temperature right now is probably 65 degrees. It's supposed to be a high of like 85. Got down to like 49 last night, so it's a beautiful place. Alrighty. So I will let you guys go. Have an awesome rest of your day. Have fun, laugh, and discern the voice of the enemy. Do not let the enemy steal your joy and laughter and fun. Find humor in something and post it on Facebook. I'll see if I see another funny sign like gross donuts or game crossing or something, and I will post it. Alrighty, we'll see you guys later. Love ya. Bye.